Objection!
Ooh. Ooh, wait. Oh, there we go. Okay. When they updated Wavelink, I really should have expected that it would lose track of the microphone again. I need to go into the settings and see what they changed and see if there's anything to better balance what we're doing. All right. Actually, I can probably adjust this slightly. We get to display. You guys don't need all of my bars and such. There we go. E. That's fine. There we go. You get what you need right in the center part.
Approved!
Oh, I read. Good vibes. Good vibes. Your vibes are approved. Right. So, little different, because I'm trying to find things to do until Xenoblade drops, which is this week. Crazy, I know. And Hearthstone, the new set drops next week, technically, but I felt this might be, now that all the cards are released, might be a good time to actually go through and rank the cards. Now, yes, the cards down here, the official, or not the official, but like the full tier list that someone posted with all of the cards, the cards are, they're tiny. They're tiny. So I did do my due diligence, okay? I did my due diligence for you guys. I pre-downloaded all of the visuals so we can actually read them all together. So that's nice. We like that. We like being able to do that. And I might have to flip through here and there to find the cards a bit, because I gave them all nicknames, and so my naming schemes are not as really lined up with theirs, so they're in a different order than mine. Theirs is in order of mana cost, and then alphabetical. Mine was just whatever funny name I gave it at the time. So they're at least grouped up by class. Okay, so there's that at least. All right. But then the question is, well, why do I, a simple VTube lawyer, feel I can do better ranking than anyone else? Excuse me. Why do I think I can do better? Well, that's the thing. I both do and don't think I can do better. Every single Hearthstone YouTuber, and I watch quite a few still because I still love this game, every single one of them gets some major cards wrong on either side for every set. Every set, there's a card that everyone thinks is going to be busted, and every set, there's a card that no one thinks is going to be good, and it ends up being meta-defining. Probably best examples would be, like from recent sets, the Wheel of Doom, or Wheel of Death. I can't remember, what is it called? Hold on. I'm already forgetting what these things are called. Hold on. Hearthstone Wheel. There it is. Wheel of Death. Yep. Wheel of Death is, and it's been changed since a little bit here and there. Destroy your deck in 5 turns to destroy the enemy hero. And people are like, destroy my deck? Okay, I win in 5 turns. And mind you, when this first came out, it was technically 4 turns because it counted the end of that first turn you played it. And then they would just win. And there was a Warlock build based on not having a deck that you would drop these big taunt, like lifesteal minions. You'd be able to turtle effectively for 4 turns, and then you'd win. And it was obnoxious as all hell, and people were getting a little annoyed by it. But when that card was first announced, I think maybe there's one that was like, this might have a shot to be good. Everyone else was like, this is the worst card in the set. Flat out. People said, worst card in the set. Worst card, period. And it ended up being meta-defining for a while. I remember people thought Tsunami was bad, and it got a buff. And then it became too good with the mini set, and had to be, like nerfed again. Like, that's another thing I'm keeping in mind. Some of these cards are not crazy strong, but with one type of card, some of them could be exceptionally strong. We'll get to those when we get to those. But I'm going to be very extreme with some of my ranking because I feel like some of these cards have potential. And additionally, you know what? I might as well go out there, shoot my shot, say cards are going to be better than they probably are. Because you know what? My guesses are going to be just as good as anyone else's who play Hearthstone. The other thing too is when I'm talking about the cards, I'm going to be putting them in the constructed tier list, but I'm also going to be talking about them in Arena. All right. I don't have a double here. I might just move cards around. But some of these cards are garbage in constructed, but I play Arena as often as possible, and some of these scream good Arena cards. Right. All right. So we'll get to this. All right. First card in the set, we have Monstrous Mosquito. All right, and commons and normal orders, I'm probably going to skip by pretty quick. The big ones are going to be legendaries and epic, really. But Monstrous Mosquito, a 1/2 for 1 at the end of your turn, give your other minions +1 attack. It's not bad. You drop this at the end of dropping a bunch of minions, and everyone immediately gets +1 attack, just without issue. So it's an okay card. I don't see it being crazy because there's not a lot of things that extend end of turn, and it's at the end of the turn, so you're not getting a buff as you're swinging forward, like per game. It's more just to set up a slightly stronger board. So it does what it needs to. It's not bad. I'll put it in the C. Arena is kind of same. Like, while you have a stickier board usually in Arena, you want to try and get as much burst damage as you can. So it's okay. It's a 1-drop. 1-drops are solid. We like 1-drops. But this is actually, you know what? I'm gonna drop it because it's not a 1-drop you want to drop on turn 1. Because I believe, because it says every other minion, right? Yeah, the other minion. So it doesn't get a buff itself. So I'll drop it down to D. It's okay. There's nothing necessarily bad about it. It's just the burst is not there, and like it's okay. Okay, next. Let's see if I can. Where's the other card here? See it in there. Come on, there we go. All right, Rite of Atrocity. Next one. Another common, discover an undead. Spend 2 corpses to give it a dark gift. Honestly, you discover in general tend to be strong. You're discovering an undead where there's a solid, slightly limited pool, but you can get any undead. Right, you can get legendaries and stuff, and give them a dark gift. Dark gifts are pretty solid, so I'm gonna give this like a B because discover cards are good, and especially this in Arena. In Arena, B, it's really good because you're spending 1 to discover, and get a dark gift. I've been playing with the 2 commons, or the 2 cards in Arena that bestow dark gifts, and those things can completely turn a game around depending on what gifts you give them. So I 100% think like this is a solid card. It's actually, I need to go out of my Arena brain because I'm thinking Arena wise. Like constructed, probably C, but like Arena, it's B at minimum. It's good. Next card. Skip. Infested Breath. Deal 2 damage. Summon an O2 leech. An O2 leech. Leeches are kind of the new sub kind of thing for for Death Knights. They're just O2 creatures. They don't attack, but At the end of your turn, they steal 1 health from the lowest health enemy. So it can steal health from the hero, but if there's a bunch of 1/1s, it'll steal health from those. And they're I don't know if they're going to be overwhelmingly good. If there's going to be like kind of a meta around them, it's kind of hard to tell. But dealing 2 for 2 and then getting an O2 that can deal 1 more, you're basically getting 3 damage kind of for 2, which is like okay. You know, like people use Corpsicle a lot, and that was 3 damage to anything for 3, and it would like basically resurface in your hand because you'd spend corpses. So like this by itself is okay. It's a C. If leeches are good, it's going to be an auto include in that. And for arena, like dealing 2 damage and then like an O2 minion, it might be a B. Might stick around as a C though. Then down here on that little bridge, Morbid Swarm. Choose one. Summon 2 1/1 ants, or spend 2 corpses to deal 4 damage to minion. So every class has a choose one. This is Death Knight. So either for 1 mana, you can summon 2 1/1s, or you can spend 2 corpses to deal 4 damage. So at the beginning of your game, you only have 1 choice because you don't have the 2 corpses to spend. That's just how it is. You just don't. But that's not necessarily bad. Like turn 1, you make 2 1/1s. That's not bad. And there's a card that I've been thinking about a lot off and on, that I think people are kind of writing off a little bit, which I think syncs really, really well with this card. Like if you get it on like turn 1. I like Morbid Swarm, like compared to some of the choose ones are kind of meh, because of their cost. Morbid Swarm I really like though. I'm tempted to put A. I'm really tempted to put A. I'm more tempted than I really should have a right to be. I'm gonna put it at B for now, but like there's a high temptation for A. For arena, it could easily be an A because you're getting a lot of resources, and flexibility of choose one cards in arena is far more powerful than construct. So I'd say for almost any choose one card, not all of them, but almost any choose one. In arena, they basically get like half a tier, like extra. All right, the next one, actually, yeah, here's the one I was talking about, the flower. Let's get over to the corpse flower. Corpse flower. And let me know if the music's too loud. It shouldn't be. Corpse flower, a 3-cost 05, so it's got sticky enough health, but like not to a crazy extent, right? Someone can easily get rid of it. So corpse flower. After your opponent summons a minion, spend 2 corpses to deal 3 damage to it. So first off, the like dealing 3 damage to something that costs like 1 or 2, it's gonna die. To a 3-drop, there's a good chance. A lot of 3-drop baseline stats are like 3/4s, but anything like 3/3 or 3/2 is gonna die. Then 4 and up, like they start just being able to take that damage. So it's not crazy. But there are a couple things specifically. So like, there's not a lot here that spends corpses. You don't have a lot of new corpse expenditures. And the morbid that had the ants, or you could spend corpses to deal damage. And corpses are a casual, or not casual, a passive currency for Death Knights. And anyone who gets a Death Knight card, like they automatically can spend it. Basically, anything that died on your side of the field, that counts as a corpse that you can spend for Death Knight cards. Having an 05 that just pings enemies. If you can get like the morbid turn 1, you make 2 ants. Immediately, if you're on curve for corpse flower, you can drop it. Now, if there's something already on board, it's not gonna be able to deal with it, but I feel like it is stronger. A lot of people are saying it's garbage. A lot of people are saying it's, doo-doo butter. But with the amount of leeches and the amount of like little corpses you can earn after a while. Like, it's going to be annoying. It's going to force them to expend something probably that isn't a minion. And that's having them expend a spell over like just dealing with an O5 later, I find valuable. I think it's better than people think. I'm putting it at B, and that's better than other people put it. I think it could very easily be a B. Arena wise, I would attempt to put it in A for arena, because having something that passively just pings at like minions as they're summoned, and if I remember correctly, it said summons a minion. I don't think that counts if they come out via an effect. I think it means if they play it. I don't know. I'm not 100% on that. Because my thought is, what if they played something where it's like, I make a 5/1/1s. Okay, they all get pinged for 3 damage. You know. Like something Corpse Flower, dropping that against Zerg, that'd be funny. That would be actually hilarious if you had enough just to start pinging stuff as they were being played. Alright. Next, Sanguine. Where's Sanguine? There's a Sanguine Infestation. This is another leech card. So for 4 mana, you draw 2 cards, you summon 2 leeches. So you're drawing 2 and dealing 2 damage. Draw 2 isn't bad at all. 4 costs to draw 2. That is okay. It's not great, but it's okay. It's so much better in Arena. Like, this is great Arena. Especially making 2 0/2s that start, like, sapping energy. I like it. I think it's really solid. I'm gonna put a B. I think it's a really solid card. Then we've got the sword, the Grotesque Rune Blade. If your last card you played had an unholy rune, gain an attack, repeat for blood. So see these over here. Unholy is green, blood is red. So if they had an unholy or blood, it could be a 2/2 for 2, or it can be a 3/3 for 2. Which is, I find this just solid, right? If I have to put these in like an order, I put this above that in like the high B, because it's just, if you're running Blood Unholy anyway, like, okay, here's a 3/3. Like, turn 1, you play this thing, you make 2 ants. Turn 2, you drop this, you suddenly have like a 3/3 weapon, like on curve. You know? Then turn 3, you drop the Corpse Flower. You actually can start pinging things. Yeah, no, the curve is good. The curve is good. Then we got the Husk. The Hideous Husk. Your leeches steal 2 more health from their victims. Battle Cry, summon 2 O2 leeches. So the lowest health enemy gets 3 health stolen from them each turn, like from each leech, which is pretty big. So this is a 6 cost, with a 3/5 and 2 0/2s that then deal 2 instances of 3 damage that turn. That is a good amount of value. That is a solid amount of value. That is crazy for Arena. That's crazy good for Arena. For turn 6, yes. Do I think it would be? Here's the thing. I think it's going to be better, but not for the same reasons. I'm gonna just point out the fact that it costs 6, and it's a beast. Although the 6 cost might not actually matter. I'll get to it. There's the Battle Cry comes into effect here, but the fact it's undead and beast are both good. This is also dependent on if leech is good. If leeches are good, then it's great. Otherwise, like, I might put it kind of like keep it a B. And honestly, the more I'm looking at these cards, I don't know. I keep wanting to. I want to put it there. I really like this card. It's so simple. It's such a simple idea, but I just like it. Simple is good. And Husk, actually, I'll put up further up. All right, we got the 2 legendaries for Death Knight. We have Nythendra. So if you do not recall, and if I recall correctly, this was the undead dragon you fought at the beginning of the Emerald Nightmare raid from Legion. So it is a taunt death rattle. So you have to punch it, right? Split into 1/1 beetles at the start of your turn. Reform with any remaining, right? So say you drop this on an empty board, they pop it. It then spreads out into 7 1/1 beetles, right? It is still their turn, mind you. So let's say they're with the rest of the turn, they ping 2 of your beetles. Your turn starts. Those 5 beetles remaining form, and I believe it means it forms into then a 5/5 with Nythendra. And if this works similar to there's a 4/3 that you resummon with -1/-1 until it can't anymore. That is unaffected by buffs. It kind of has a staple state to it, even if you buff it. So I think even if you buff this like a 10/10 afterwards, it'll split into whatever remaining beetles it was. It's sticky. It's kind of hard to get rid of. Because again, it reforms at the start of your turn. So they're usually attacking into it, and then they have to do something to get rid of the beetles. And either way, it becomes a taunt, like it re-taunts for whatever's left. Even if it's like just becomes like a 3/3 taunt, that's fine. Like a 7/7 death rattle, make a 3/3 taunt. That's fine. I think it's good. I think it's better for Arena. I think it's great for Arena. I'm gonna give it an A, just because I like sticky minions. I love sticky minions. Really, I like it. And it's a dragon. Dragons do come into play here. The last one, Ursa. This one, I'm not sure how I feel. So it is a 9 cost, so it's big. 6/14, big numbers, very big numbers. Battle Cry. So as soon as you play it, Battle Cry, attack all other minions. That is your minions. That is their minions. Death Rattle, resurrect any this killed. So when you play it, whatever's on the field, if he kills it, then when this thing dies, it resummons all of that. Right? My understanding is I believe, actually, I'm going to look this up. Because my belief was that they just resurrect whatever side they were on. So I'm going to go Ursoc, Hearthstone, Ursoc into the Emerald Dream. Okay. This will answer my question. Never mind, they resurrect on your side of the field. Okay, that is insane. That is absolutely insane. Because if you're going to have minions, many times you're going to have death rattles or reborns or things, so they're going to resurrect. You get their minions, which is also good. This is S. This is insane. This is insane. Like, a 6/14, that's enough to take out a lot. Like, he's not surviving the turn, and he shouldn't survive the turn. He is nuts. Like, he's 9. The fact he's not a 10 cost is absolutely dumb. He's a board clear that gives you part of a board. Right? Yeah. The only negative I could see is if you're up against a solid board and you have a board of your own, if this attacks your things first, you're not going to get as much value. But that is also dependent on how strong your creatures are, what there is, the luck, the draw. But Ursoc is crazy. The fact that you get the minions is nuts. All right. Next, we are going on to Demon Hunter, which I believe is back this way. Yes. Okay. All right. So first card, Grim Harvest. Draw a card, summon a random dormant Dreadseed. So dormant minions previously were things that were like a 3/1 with rush, or I think one was like a 3/4 with taunt and gave you a weapon. Like they're all solid for what they were. They weren't crazy, but they're solid. The dormant dread seeds are closer to like, Huffers and Leox, and closer to like the hunter companions. Like they're all relatively strong. They're much stronger. Pretty much anything that is like corrupted here just has their stats just magnified. So you draw a card and you summon a dormant dreadseed. You don't know what it is, but here's the thing. You're drawing and you're getting value. There's part of me that just wants to put this like really high B. Like, it's just good. Like the dormant seeds are good, and you get a card. That's also good. I don't see anything wrong with this at all. No comment. Let's see. Next is Nightmare Dragonkin. Death Rattle. Reduce the cost of the rightmost card in your hand by 2. I don't like this card. I don't like this card at all. All right? If this was the leftmost, that would make way too much sense and be way too good. It'd be really good. Because leftmost is the card that you've held on the longest. The rightmost is your newest card, so you have very little control over what that is. And when this dies. Because this easily dies at 3 cost, at 2 health, I should say. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. In Arena, it's better. Because Arena, you just need value. You need more value than you, like, strategy and constructed. Like, you need more value. So he still gets you value. Still easily dies, though. Alright. Where's the weapon? Other way. There we go. Defiled Spear. So 4 cost 2/3. After your hero attacks an enemy, deal your hero's attack to another random enemy. So the first thought is, okay, so I'm dealing 2, then dealing 2 something else. No. Remember, Demon Hunter, their 1 cost hero ability is to give yourself 1 attack. So you're going to attack something for 3, and then you're going to deal your hero's attack damage. So not whatever the weapon attack is, no, whatever your hero's total attack damage is, to another random enemy, and that could be face. Like if you attach this and they have 6 health and no board, then they're dead. You punch them in the face for 3, and then you like spear them in the face for 3. And 3 health is really good. The only thing I'm looking at is the 4 cost. Like, to get the full value of this, you want to be able to hero power. You want to be able to punch something for 3, because that's kind of like your solid amount. Because then whenever it deals 3 to something randomly, it's not bad. It's a solid deal of damage. I think it's just a good card, but I don't think it's a great card. I kind of want to put it here, yeah, like high C. I kind of want to put it there. It's not bad, like at all. But it's underwhelming for what you would need by turns 4 and 5. All right. Next. Where's Jump Scare? Ooh, Jump Scare. Discover a demon that costs 5 or more with a dark gift. Shuffle the other 2 into your deck. Seriously, there's some discover or create demon stuff in Demon Hunter that makes me curious if there's going to be support for Demon Hunter demons in the mini set. Because there's kind of like this sub sort of vibe of discovering or creating a bunch of demons for Demon Hunters, but like there's no like synergy or deck behind it. It's all just happening. So here's the thing. I don't necessarily love this card because you play a turn 2, okay, you're gonna get a 5 or more cost with a Dark Gift. Then you shuffle them into your deck, so those are dead draws for your next couple turns if you draw into them. Especially depending on if you got a 7 cost, then well, okay, that's gonna be a dead draw. for like the next 4 turns. So like it's a for late game it's not bad, but like you need something that you want to be able to draw into as well. I don't know. There's something here, but we don't have it yet. So I'm putting like an asterisk for this one. So asterisk, I'm putting this at like a high D, but the asterisk is I feel like it's gonna end up with a mini set. I feel like it might end up being a B, depending on the support we get for demons, because I feel like we're gonna get support for demons. Not to poo-poo dark gifts either. Like dark gifts are solid. They are. But like you need to be able to roll with like Demon Hunter needs to remain a little faster than other classes. Dreadsoul Corruptor, Battlecry, and Death Rattle summon a random dormant Dread Seed. Again, the seeds are fantastic. The seeds are really good. So having like a 4/4, right? That makes what could be like another 4/4, like in theory. 4 cost for 8 stats, and then the Death Rattle can make another 4/4, so 4 for a total of 12 possibly. So I think that's like, hold on. I have standard cards here just in case I need to look up anything. Let me look up Demon Hunter. As you bring up anything that creates something, you can see what that something is. So yeah, the Hound Dread Seed is a 4/2. It's dormant for 2 turns. When it awakens, give your hero 3 attack. But it's a 4/4. Crow is a 3/3 with elusive. And Serpent is a 5/5 taunt lifesteal. It's dormant for 3 turns. But that's still a lot of stats. A lot of stats, which cannot be overlooked. So having dropping that on turn 4, and yes, there's no instant gratification, but just exploding into like 2 5/5s taunt lifesteal, it's kind of important. So I actually want to put this at A. I feel like the dormant seeds, I feel like they're good. I feel like they're gonna be really good. Like you need to keep like yourself constantly moving forward, just dropping seeds as often as possible and just, sending things out there. I feel like they're going to be good. I think they're going to be better at Arena. And actually, as I say that aloud, I want to put her... No, I'm going to keep her at low A. But Arena is going to be nuts. It's going to be much stronger. Let's see. Now we got... Not you. We'll get to you. Ravenous Fell Hunter. Death Rattle. Resurrect a friendly Death Rattle minion that costs 4 or less. Summon a copy of it. Yeah, so here's another reason I brought this out here, right? So, 4 cost. Let's go to Demon Hunter. And let's search for Death Rattle. Let's see. It is a friendly Death Rattle minion. So resurrect. So it's something I have to summon, right? So with everything else where it might be, oh, you could kind of get Eliza, you could get Sarah. No, you can't. I can't get those. It has to be Demon Hunter card. So mana 4. So we got Ball Hog. So mind you, these have to have died. So I have to have had them. It's like Dreadsoul Corruptor. This is probably good support for Dreadsoul Corruptor, really, if you're going to run, the Dread Seeds. Deerdrop is a card I didn't even realize was a thing. CCG's not bad. Ball Hog's not bad. We go to 3, 2, and 1, right? Not many other additional choices. Discover friendly Death Rattle card you played. Yeah, that's it. And then if we go down then to neutral for Death Rattle. I mean, Drink Server wouldn't be the worst. Escape Pod might not be the worst. Oh, Illusionary Green Ring would not be bad. Arcanite Defense Crystal, if you're doing starships now, like still would not be bad. This for stall would not be necessarily horrible. But like, unless you're going to use this, the Ravenous, to support specifically Dreadsteed, I feel like it's not good. It does not have, it's not gonna bring out much. And actually, yeah, I would actually put it like back here, like right now. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh yeah, no, I just looked, it's like account created 11 hours ago. Huh. No. Bye. Alright, next. Wyvern Slumber. Choose one. Summon 2 dormant dread seeds. Again, awesome. Or deal 2 damage to all minions. I mean, come on. Like, okay, maybe I'm overvaluing it a little bit, but I'm gonna keep it in like high B at minimum, like 2 to all minions, or 3 mana for 2 dread seeds. Like, I'm already valuing dread seeds very high, and I just get 2. I mean, I don't see why I wouldn't. They're solid. They're good. No, you know what? No, I might. I'm being a little biased. I feel like dread seeds are going to be really good, especially arena. Oh my god, they're going to be just annoying in arena to deal with. Ferocious Fellbat, Death Rattle, resurrect a different friendly Death Rattle minion that costs 5 or more. Summon a copy of it. So it recycles a high cost Death Rattle. So here we have the low cost ones, right? We want one that costs 5 or more. So we're going to do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's look at Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter has 4 options. Let's see. First, if you played Omen, you could get Omen back, but no one's going to play Omen. Ferocious Fellbat, different friendly. Oh, resurrect a different friendly Death Rattle minion. So it's not Ferocious Fellbat. So you can't go into Ferocious Fellbat. You got the Ravenous, which is not going to really help any. You got Spirit Peddler, which a 6/6 rush, not bad. Not bad. What about neutrals? The neutrals aren't horrible, but you'd have to run them. Keep in mind. So you'd have to run Sylvanas, not a horrible decision. You'd have to run, say, Tormented Dreadwing. You'd have to run Splitting Space Rock, which you see these all the time in Arena, but not so much constructed. Clearing, building, no melee. Yeah, no. These things are not great. They're not great. The Death Rattle support, Demon Hunter, not great in my opinion. Ursoc. Oh, I went too far. Oh no, Alarash. And I should probably be going a little faster with these. Alarashi. Battle cry, transform minions in your hand into random demons. They keep the original stats and cost. This is, right now, in my opinion, really, really bad. Like, I kind of want to put it in F tier bad. Like, I find this bad. There is way too much up in the air as far as stats, what you get, what you do. Like, the, is it Peddler? I think it's Peddler. It's the window shopper, where you could discover a minion, you give it this, minion stats. That was good to run because it was a small pool of possible demons to get. And you chose what it was so you could determine who got the stats. And there's a expensive one, and there's a cheap one. And it was good because you had a demon that was dormant for several turns and dealt 3 to everything while it was dormant, so it did not matter. You could get that as a 1/1 and it'd be fine. Whereas here you could have demons that require they have small stats or big stats and you have no control over who is what. And you're getting rid of the minions you have in hand anyway. So I do not know what the point of your deck is. There is no point. Even in Arena, I would not trust this card. Like Evolve, Shaman, and Evolve cards are good because they keep their, they keep their cost or they keep their stats, but you get something that is 1 or 2 levels bigger. So you're getting more commonly you're getting better minions and better stats. I don't see the point of it. That's why I'm saying I feel like there's a demon specific side that we're not getting to the mini set. So it's bad unless we get specific demon support for Demon Hunter during the mini set. And I'm putting you back there, buddy. The legendaries I'm not impressed with. 10 cost, 6/12, similar to Ursoc. Similar stats. He's Rush Wind Fury, so he deals with things directly, right? Death Rattle, deal 1 damage to all enemies, improves after each attack. So theoretically, you think he'd at least deal 3 to all enemies, right? And that sounds good, but because of how he's built, he's not really going to go face. So face damage is going to be maybe 3. It's going to clear 2 things from the board, and it's going to get destroyed next turn. So it in theory takes out 2 minions. So a 10 cost 2 minion die. No, I think the idea with Omen is either whatever demon support is supposed to happen does not happen yet. It's going to get support for that. I think they wanted it to work with the Death Rattle res. I will hydrate, thank you. But if that's not going to be good, then this is not going to be good. So I'm going to put it low C because it's not necessarily bad, but it's not what Demon Hunter wants. And I legit think the dormant seeds, like for Demon Hunter, I feel like those are going to be really strong. Especially because they're all in the first couple turns that you just make all these seeds, and you can keep making those seeds. What you need after that is a late game. I don't see the Demon Dog being that late game, and I don't know what the late game looks like, but the seeds, I believe, are just really, really good. Right, next, Druid, which kind of gets the spotlight this set because it's Emerald Dream, so Druid. And that's why every class gets to choose one. Because that's Druid's signature thing is choose one. All right, first one. Horn of Plenty. Common. Discover nature spell. It costs 2 less. I mean, it doesn't say necessarily from Druid. So if I go into all classes, gonna get rid of that, gonna get rid of that. And I'm gonna say nature. Standard. Oh, the nature's that's in their text. Is there a way for me to filter in card type spell? Spell school, there we go. Nature. Alright, there we go. So we have a good selection of nature cards in Druid, right? Some decent, Trail Mix is good. Some of the new cards are good. Oaken Summon would be kind of fun. Yeah, so there's decent stuff in there, but also you have other classes. It's not necessarily one class. It doesn't say it. It might be. It might be, at which point it's okay because of what you can discover. But other classes, if you can discover them, Renewing Flames is nature. Oh. Hey, The Shaman alone. If you can discover Shaman nature cards, they're good. Oh, you should be able to. Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that. It's neutral, so you should be able to discover Shaladrisil, which we'll get to. But discovering Shaladrisil, having it reduce cost 2, and then, what is it? If you played a higher cost card while holding this, so decreasing it to cost 5, you just have to play 6 cost to corrupt it. That is so good. We'll get to why that's good. But that is actually a lot better than I expected it to be. It's not crazy good, mind you. Like, there's a lot of setup. Arena, it's going to be real good. But for Standard, I don't see someone putting this necessarily in their deck. It's a good discover from, like, different nature abilities. So utility-wise, I want to say put it maybe at a B. Although if it's taken with just Druid, I'd put maybe a high C. Yeah, high C. All right, then one of those nature cards we talked about. Ward of Earth. Gain 5 armor, summon a random 5 cost minion, give it taunt. Constructed, I don't like, unless they need nature cards to make other abilities work, which again, that will come up. I don't see people using this too much, but Arena, this is like an auto pick. Like, you get armor for survivability and then a 5 cost taunt. Like, even if it wasn't already a taunt, it is now a taunt. Like, I like Arena, this is going to be really good. This is going to be a really good pick. For Constructed, I still think it's really solid. I'm going to put it right above Sanguine. I really like it as a common card. I really like this card. Ooh. Okay, here's one. This is partially, this card here is partially why I want to do a ranking list, okay? It's okay, so it's a common card, right? 6 cost, 6, 7, elusive, lifesteal taunt. So it's super sticky. The only thing it doesn't have basically is Divine Shield. But it's elusive, lifesteal taunt, so they can't target it with spells. It has lifesteal and it's a taunt, right? It's good. It's a beast. Beasts are good. Beasts can have synergy. But a lot of people are like, oh, it's not enough. Like, there are better 6-drops, and I'm not saying there aren't better 6-drops. What I am saying is its existence is better because it exists. Okay? So best way to put that. There's a pirate card. Okay, it's a 6/6. And it gets charged if it did not start in your deck. So if you found it through a discover ability, which there were plenty of ways to discover pirates, then it gained charge, which made it really good. Like a 6/6 with charge in general is sort of really good. So this playing it as its own minion in Arena wouldn't be bad at all. And in Constructed, probably not great. It is probably not great. But, and I'm going to scroll down a little bit. There's still so many cards I haven't gotten to. There's a card here, this Priest card. That Priest card loves the fact that this stag exists. It loves the fact that this stag exists. I'm putting this stag probably right behind the husk. Not because of you wanting to actively play it, unless it's Arena, you actually want to play it. No. It's there because other classes get stronger from it being in the pool of discoverable minions. It's the same as when you like the minionless mage. There's the card that you can discover different. I think there are 3 cost minions, and you chose which ones. And in doing so, there were minions you wanted to see because they were really, really good in that context. And there are minions that you didn't want to see because they weren't as good. And that a card like that is only good based on the pool of minions there are. This card existing makes that Priest card that we'll get to better by its existence. All right, we're approaching an ad break soon. Let me get through at least one or two more. And I might start going a little faster on non-legends and epics. Okay. Symbiosis. Discover choose one card from any other class. The choose one cards are not great. Like they're average. So spending a mana like this would be a good. This is a pretty good arena card. But as far as a card in constructed, I don't see it being important yet. I'll wait till I get to the card in particular that makes me think this, but we'll get to the yet. Let's see what we got. That is Dreambound Discipline. Battlecry and Death Rattle. Your next hero power costs 0. There is a ability called Imbue, which is new to the set. Imbuing makes your hero power bigger and stronger. So this existing is generally good. I can't remember if Imbue. Yeah, Imbue. Yep. So making the cost 0 with like a stronger hero power is really, really solid. So in an Imbue deck, you like Dreambound is really, really solid. I'll put her probably like right about. Would you stop moving? There, you go there. And then I think Photosynthesis was the next one. Yep. Restore 6 health. Get 3 random druid spells. For 3 mana, you're getting 6 health and 3 just spells, 3 resources. Arena loves this card. Arena adores this card. Constructed actually probably still likes the card. Probably a little more than Earthen, but like still like decently. So I'd put a B. It's good. I think it's good. It's good for what it does. Reforestation. Choose one. Draw a spell or draw a minion. Hold this for 3 turns to do both. So a 2 cost later down the line, you draw a spell or minion is solid. If your deck runs something very specific, you might play it early because you know what you want to find. But like a 2 cost, draw 2 cards, 1 of each. Again, depending on what you run, can be really, really strong. Depends on your deck. I'm going to put it probably a little higher than that. I think it's really good. Yes, I'm partial to that card. So me. All right. We're going to take a quick 5-minute ad break. Come back, and we're going to keep going through all these cards. All right. We're almost done 3 classes in an hour. So we're good. We're getting a good pace going. Right. All right. Back at it. Back at the reviewing. All right. Let's finish up Druid. All right, next card for review. That is not what I need. There we go. A Grove Shaper. After you cast a nature spell, remember that thing I mentioned about discovering a nature spell with a nature spell? Summon a 2/2 treant with Death Rattle. Get a copy of that spell. So you play Grove Shaper. You play the spell that lets you search for a nature spell. You get a nature spell. Then you play that nature spell, whatever it is, and that you now get 2/2 treants that will give you copies of the spells that you spent on it. That's just constant good value. Arena will again love this card because you get to double dip on your spells. But going in with a nature specific deck, very good Grove Shaper. Do I think there's going to be a specific meta for this? I don't know. It is entirely dependent on how many nature spells we get. Like the new ones are this Photosynthesis, which again, you get 3 random druid spells. Druid spells tend to be nature. You get the Reforestation, choose one. Which the choose one, the best use of this is because it costs 1, so you can play more nature spells. Ward of Earth, which is expensive but just good. And technically, it would create a taunt that would defend your Grove Tender to continue playing nature spells next turn, theoretically. So I think it's just generally, I think it's better than Reforestation. If I'm thinking Arena, it's easy A. For Constructed, I don't see you necessarily building a deck around it, but it's still a good card. I'll put it right in front of Photosynthesis for now. Now we get the legendaries. So first legendary, Hummelrune Totem. Start of game. Hold on. Because it says start of game, we're going right up there. Sorry, it says start of game. It's like having a 0-cost card. Start a game. If each spell in your deck is nature, look at that. Crazy, right? Imbue your hero power. Repeat this every 2 spells you cast. Just like that, I completely forgot about that aspect of it. So we're just going to Grove Tender right up here. Because it is essential in the Imbue deck. Again, here's the thing. I'm still keeping this at C. It is necessary for that Imbue deck, but as a card by itself, it is just an enabler for Imbue. By itself, it's still just okay. You know what? How about this? I'll put it low B. How about that? All right. The Imbue though, I think is going to be really good. If I go into here, go into Druid. We want Mool. So Imbue, right? Get a new hero power. The Imbue related cards. So Imbue, Blessing Golem, summon a 1/1 Plant Golem. Every time, the Plant Golems are these things. Every time you Imbue, it makes it stronger. So at the start of the game, you can make 1/1s. You continue to imbue your hero power every 2 spells you cast. So really quickly, you can, for 2 mana, just start dropping 5/5, 6/6, 7/7, 8/8s, just from Hamul. So yeah, it's gonna be good in my opinion. It's gonna be a good deck. You need to basically start dropping the 2 costs, search for nature spells, just keep playing nature spells. And thankfully the nature spells are all pretty good. The only one that I'm a little sussy on is the Synthesis, because you're looking for choose ones which aren't necessarily going to be nature spells. I think a good chunk of them are, but not all. And then the last legendary, Forest Lord Cenarius, choose thrice, give your other minions +1/+3, or summon a 5/5 Ancient with Taunt. So you do this 3 times in whatever order. meaning you can make 2 5/5 taunts and then make them both 6/8s, and everything else gets a bonus as well. After that, he's a body, but like he can help build a solid board. The only thing that's keeping me from wanting to put him in S is, I think, if you remember Airlock from Death Knight last set, it was you spent like 5 corpses and you got 2 5/5s with taunt, and I believe you also got like 10 health. I think it was really crazy. This gives you maybe it gives you like a 5/8, and then anywhere from like 3 5/5s to like maybe 2 6/8s plus itself. It's good, but like at double the cost of the Airlock. So it's good. I think though I'm gonna put it kind of low A. Like he's solid, but I don't know if I'd see him being thrown into a deck, especially an imbue deck. There's no reason to put him in an imbue. And actually for that, now that I think about it more, I kind of want to just put him, I guess, maybe like here. Yeah. Not great. He's solid. But like I don't see a place for him currently. All right, Hunter, one of the decks I hate the most. Or archetypes, you say. Let's go over to Exotic Houndmaster. A Battlecry, draw a beast, imbue your hero power. So, of course, they get imbue. Their imbue, though, is they buff beasts in their hand and make them less, like, cheaper. Which I've seen people abuse with the plush Tyranno charge. They basically make it cheap and bigger, so it bounces everything and then charges people in the face for massive damage. Hello, Neff. But this card on its own, you draw a beast, imbue. So you already have something to imbue. It enables your imbue to not go to waste. So it's good for what it needs to be. I kind of want to put it there. I'm actually gonna put this one above Corpse. Actually, one above that. And you can go above Corpse Flower. Yep. So it does its job. Next is probably one of the worst choose ones. Yep. Grace of the Great Wolf. So for 4 mana, right? For 4, you can deal 4 damage to the enemy or summon 2/3/2 wolves with rush. Why would I do that? Why would I do either? Why would I do either of these things for 4? Why am I doing them for 4? Why am I dealing 4 damage to the enemy hero for 4 mana? Why am I making 2/3/2 wolves rush? Okay, for like something limited like arena, that could be good, but at the cost of 4 mana, no. I'm not doing that. Like, Rogues had the combo pirate, which it was like, make a 3/2 with rush, combo, make another one. And that's at 3. And people ran that in arena all the time. It was pretty solid in like some constructed pirate decks, but not crazy. I don't see people running this at all. Like, even in arena, it'd be a difficult pick. Yeah, I'm putting you back here, buddy. Yeah, I'm putting you back there. Mythical Runebear. Taunt Battlecry. If this has 4 more attacks, summon a copy of this. You're running an imbue deck. If this gets imbued, it's going to cost maybe like 3 or 2, and you're going to have like a 4/5 or something, and makes another 4/5. In imbue, this is really solid. You need to imbue a few times to get it to that point. But I think it's still solid for the imbue. So I would say it can hang out behind that one. The weapon, Shepherd's Croc. A 3/2 for 3. After your hero attack, summon a 3/3 sheep that's dormant for 2 turns. Similar to the dormant seeds from Demon Hunter. I think having the 3/3s are not bad. There's no rush of power with this, but it's getting beasts on the board. And having beasts on the board as a hunter is pretty good. You can't imbue them, you can't buff them. But to help create tempo, I think that's also very important. Is it great? No. Is it solid for what it does? Yeah, it's solid. You're gonna be punching things anyway, so I kind of want to put it. Actually, wow, I just want to put a lot of hunter stuff in B, I guess. All right, Spirit Bond. Deal 3 damage, 3 cost, 3 damage to a minion. If it kills it, summon a 3/2 wolf with rush. So here's the thing. Look, read this, okay? So you're dealing 3 to a minion, and then you can summon a 3/2 wolf with rush. Why would you ever pick this card then? Summon 2 3/2 wolves with rush. You know what I'm doing with those 3/2s with rush? I'm dealing 3 damage to something, a minion, that is probably going to die, and then I'll have another wolf to swing into a different minion. Wow, I can do that with 1 less mana. Crazy that. And it's a nature spell, which are very important. No, this is a better card, just in general. It's good board control. I'll put it up there. It's leagues better than this. Actually, oh, you know what? It's not crazy good. I'll put it back there, but still good. It's still good. I'm trying to get these right. Okay. Umbra Claw, Rush, Death Rattle, imbue your hero power. Imbuing is good. Getting a 5/2 with Rush, very good. Kill something, then you imbue, which is really good. I don't know if there's Death Rattle support for Hunter. There should be. I'm pretty sure there is. But it's still like 5 attack imbue. It's good. It does its job. It does its job better than those guys. So I'm gonna put it up here. Oh. Another not great card for Hunter, in my opinion. Amphibian's Spirit. So give a minion +2/+2, and Death Rattle, give a friendly minion +2/+2, and this Death Rattle. There was a similar ability to this. I think it was for every. Oh no. It's in Battlegrounds. So Battlegrounds, there was a ability that you could put on beasts that when it died, it would basically, these frog spirits would jump to other minions and they'd get that Death Rattle for those frog spirits, and they would just keep kind of, compounding each other. And it was good in that context. In the context of constructed Hearthstone, you'd have to set up a board, have a good buff, and then it bounces off to something. There's a good chunk of board clear that I don't know that this is necessarily great. There are better ways, I feel, to better things to put in your deck. Do I see this as it's a good solid nature spell? It's cheap. Do I see it as maybe great for Arena, where you need that value? Yes, you're getting good value for this spell. So it'd be better in, say, Arena, but in Constructed, I kind of see it as poo-poo. Other way. Verdant Dreamsaber. Battlecry, if this costs 3 or less, attack 2 random enemy minions. Again, imbue. Now you need to hit it with imbue twice, right? And you're probably going to do that far past the point that it is, it's turn 5. But you're never going to want to play it on turn 5 because it's just a vanilla beast if you do that. You want it for the Battlecry. So you need to run this in imbue to make it worth your while at all. Although wait. I just had a brain blast. Hold on. Card type. Spell Hunter. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Detailed notes. Discover a beast that costs 5 or more. Reduce its cost by 3. Huh. So if you discover that, wait, so turn 2, you discover it on turn 2. Turn 3, you can. Oh wow! Holy shit! Holy shit! That's actually better than I thought. Like if you run it in a B specific deck, like so it can run in Imbue, but you can run in other Beast Focus Hunter decks if you run Detailed Notes. Detailed Notes makes this. Actually, you don't even have to run it because you're discovering it. Ooh, it's actually better than I thought it was. I'm gonna put it up here. Actually, put it in front of that. No, that's actually real. Because actually in Imbue, it's also going to be like hitting things for like if you reduce it to past 5, it's already dealing 6 at least to 2 things. Yeah, no, I'm putting it up here for Imbue. It's just good, and it can work off of Detailed Notes. Oh my goodness. I just thought about that. That's actually really good. Okay. I see you there, Verdant. Alright, next. Other legendary. Oh, not that one. There. Brawl Bear Mantle. After you cast a spell, summon a random animal companion. The problem is the new spells hunters get this set. If you look down here, I don't see as being good. I don't think they're good. Randomly, like, I really don't want to play 2 or 3 bad spells in order to get 3 Leox. Like, I don't see Brawl being good at all. I don't see him being good. He's not the worst, but I don't see him being good based on what the spells are currently out. And last, Goldrinn. 9/9 for 9. Rush friendly beasts deal double damage. And that's base. So if you hit them in the face for 6 with a beast, you're dealing 12. And with the amount of imbuing that makes things cheaper and makes them more powerful, Goldrinn is going to be a must-kill target when he drops on the field. Or else you're done. And he's probably going to get hit with imbue too, so he's going to be cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So he enables OTKs from beasts, which is very powerful. I'm going to put him above the Sticky Boy. Not quite S tier, because I feel it's very... Things that are like that, flash in a pan, where you have to do it all in that turn, or else they can recover, I'm a little hesitant on, so I'm going to put them in A. I believe now I'm at Mage. I think I'm at Mage. Yep, so I think we got the location first. Forbidden Shrine. Spend all your mana, cast a random spell that costs that much. I don't even want to do that in Arena. Like, no, get out of here with that. Like, okay, if I played this and I got to turn 10 and I hit it for a turn 10, if I knew what turn 10 spells there were, right? So if, let's say I go to, we go to Mage, and we want 10 cost spells, right? We have Galactic Projection Orb. That really it? Is that really it? Is that all there is? Is it just mage spells? Hold on. Cast a random spell that costs so much. Okay, so it can be from any class technically. So I can get Sea Shanty, I can get Typhoon, I can get Table Flip, I can get Dwarf Planet. What about 9? Is it better with 9? I could get Scourge. I think Scourge is rotating. Is Scourge rotating out? I think it is. Nebula I could get, which isn't bad. But, like, it's not worth it in any way. It is not worth it. I'll put it slightly above that, though. it's not great. I like randomness in my Hearthstone as much as the next person. Actually, I love it more than the next person. I just don't like that one. Star Surge. Deal 1 damage to a minion, improved by each friendly minion that died this game. So this is part of the new Wisp archetype, which we'll talk about as they reveal stuff. But that's another imbue thing. Meaning, like, improved by each friendly minion. So every friendly minion that died makes this stronger. So by turn 5, I could spend 3 mana to deal 7 damage maybe to something. Like, in a hypothetical. It's solid. It is crazy solid. It is super solid. B is for solid. B is solid. See B? B is solid. We're just calling it B solid. Next is Wisp Rider. Battlecry. Imbue your hero power, then trigger it. So the hero power for Mage. Here, I'll get out the hero power Mage so you guys can look at it. Mage. Yeah. Let me get the hero power. Hero power, the imbued one is Blessing of the Wisp. Summon a 1/1 Wisp, or summon a Wisp, so it's a 1/1. Deal 1 damage randomly split amongst all enemies. Now, as you increasingly imbue this hero power, you summon more Wisps, and you deal more random, damage, to everything. To face, to field, everything. You just start, you just are shotgun blasting, all around the place. I feel like this is gonna be this is gonna be a good deck. I feel like it's gonna be a good deck. So this is imbue it, then trigger it. So on turn 5, let's say I've imbued my power once, right? I play this, so I imbue it, so it becomes deal 2 damage and make 2 1/1 Wisps. It's triggering it, so I play it, I deal 2 damage, and I get 2 1/1s. Not bad. Not bad. Playing this after imbuing 3 or 4 times, much, much better. Is it worth, if you're going to run an imbue deck, you need to run it, but it's not, in my thought, the best imbue, but it's still good. It's still what you need to use. Let's see. Spark of Life. Choose one. Discover a mage spell or discover a druid spell. The druid spells are good. We've discussed that the druid spells are good. Discovering a mage spell. Pretty good. This in Arena is really good. Discovering in Arena is more powerful than in Constructed. And what you could discover in Druid, looking here, you get the armor and a 5-cost taunt. You get 3 more Druid spells and heal for 6. Getting that heal is really good. Actually, getting Deforestation, because I don't see Mage running any minions that don't imbue in this deck, in the Wisp deck. And drawing those specific minions is also good. So is it broken? No. Is it solid? I think so. Let's see, next. I also need to hydrate again. Hold on. Divination. Destroy a Wisp to draw 3. My imbue deck is going to constantly be making Wisps. Even if I have to just hit the hero power to make a Wisp and then immediately kill the Wisp, that is 4 mana, draw 3. In the worst case scenario for the deck. For Arena, this is not as good. Because that means you need to find imbue cards in your Arena draft, which is not guaranteed at all. So this could just be a dead pick, or even if you find one, you could only have one. So Arena, this is worse. but in the constructed deck, in the deck that it's meant for, I think it's actually like really good. I think it's very good. Draw 3, like draw 3 is very powerful. Especially at the cost of a wisp that you might just automatically have out. I think that card is very, very good. Merry Moonkin. At the end of your turn, gain an armor. Repeat for each wisp you control. Not bad. Like, armor's good. We like sustainability. Like, if you fill your board with, say, 4 wisps after a couple imbues, you plop this on the field, you gain 4 armor. Honestly, it just makes me miss Ice Barrier. Not bad, but like, it's not great either. Yeah, not great. Spirit Gatherer, Battlecry, get a wisp, imbue your hero power. So I get a wisp and I imbue for 2 at a 2/1. But I also get that wisp so I can save it for different abilities, such as play the 1/1 wisp, sack it for 3 cards. Or I play it and then I activate my ability and do stuff with the wisps. This is the better of the imbue cards. This is a good imbue card. We're gonna put it right up. Would you move? Move, thank you. Put it right up there. It makes the engine solid. Stellar Balance. So get a Moonfire and a Starfire. Give them spell damage +1. If you remember correctly, Moonfire and Starfire. Moonfire is the 1 damage for 0 mana, which now does 2. And the Moonfire, I believe, is 6 damage to a minion. And I think you draw a card. Deal 5, so in this case 6 damage. This is 6 damage, draw a card, and 1 remaining 2. And they're both arcane, so they're not bad. Yeah, no, I mean, decent, solid. Great again for arena. But not amazing. So we'll put it back here. All right. The legendaries. The first one that people are not really impressed by. Battlecry, discover a spell. Choose to keep it or put it on top of your opponent's deck. So first you're discovering a spell. Already a good ability. Though we have, like Spark of Life, you discover a mage spell, or you discover a druid spell. You could argue technically better card, right? So the point of this is, why are we choosing to put something on top of our opponent's deck? What spells could we discover that could disrupt our opponent, make their draw not good? Basically give them a dead draw, a dead card, right? That would be the optimal place to give them a dead card. And my first thought is, actually, let me bring this back up, is divination. Destroy a friendly wisp. Not one of yours, a friendly wisp. So you could shove it on top of the deck, they draw it. It is a dead card forever. They cannot get rid of it, they cannot play it. What other spells? Like, it's going to be more than just the... We don't want to give them that. Possibly not that. Although if we don't really run too many minions, it's not a huge concern. I'm trying to think, is there anything specifically we do not, or they would not want to have? I'm looking at the other spells. The Hunter spell. Don't you want that? Anything that specifies beasts if they don't run beasts. Because a lot of these spells are very specific. Not all of them. So either we keep it because it's just good, or if it's way too specific, then we want to give it to our opponent. And just make them essentially they skip a turn, like they skip a draw phase. if we give them an absolutely garbage card. Which actually, now that I'm kind of thinking about it, there are a lot of cards that are very, very specific to class and deck in this set. Like if I go in here, if I'm just gonna say card type spell, for Into the Emerald Dream, right? It doesn't have to be mage, just spells in general. Like I'm trying to think what maybe they would not want at all, right? Or maybe that they could not use. Like the 100 spells overall, like these two, I'd kind of like shove in their hand. Divination, I would shove into their hand. Maybe Dragon Scale Armaments? Possibly. If they have no shuffle, then they're just drawing a spell for one, which isn't great. Oh, giving them an imbue spell if they're not an imbue class. That actually would be really good. A lot of the choose ones are kind of not great, but like there could still be use for them. Give them mimicry. Nah. Yeah, more cards that just imbue. Give them really expensive cards like Typhoon, which is just not a great card. We'll get to it. Emerald Bounty. Like, come on, you want to draw them and not be able to play them, right? Give him Sleep Paralysis. Not a great card. Oh, give them some Come to Mad. Discover a friendly dragon that died this game. What if they don't run dragons? Useless card. And it's also not just Emerald Dream cards, it's other spells. But like I feel like there are enough specifics that I can see what the intent is. I still don't think it's great, but I think people are writing off as bad. So I'm gonna put it right above here. So it's not horrible. I think it's solid. Also, goodbye. Ooh, hydration. I should do that again. Thank you. All right. What am I missing down here? Oh, the card that makes Wisp just so happy. Asina. Battle Cry, 8 cost, 6/8, so it's not actually that crazy to play it after making a bunch of Wisps and Imbues. If 20 friendly minions have died this game, which is really easy when you have a lot of fucking 1/1 Wisps that are just constantly going out there, deal 20 damage split amongst all enemies. And in theory, all right, we're going to do some theory crafting. If you've been constantly shooting 1/1 missiles across the board, which hit face and enemies, if you're throwing Wisps at things, and you're at the point of being able to play this, you're most likely at the point where this is going to kill. Like, is it guaranteed? No. Is it a pretty good shot? Yeah. Like, if they only have like 2 3/4s on their board, you play this, the 3/4s are probably dead, and for 8 mana, you're dealing them 12 damage to the face. And you have a 6/8 on board if they survive it. I think this card is absolutely insane. It is exactly what Wisp need. I feel like maybe not S tier as much. Full disclosure, I plan on building this deck. I'm building Wisp. I want to say maybe like right there, an A. It is really tempting to put it in S. For like Arena, it sucks. Like 100%. For Arena, it kind of sucks. Like, unless you hold on to it for the whole game, then maybe you can get that value for it, at which point it'd be pretty good. But like, it's not great for arena. Yeah, it's a late game only, which arena you don't always survive late. All right, that's the end. That's it for mage. Next class, I need to skip through, I believe. Neutral, right? Yeah. Okay. Ignore all this neutral stuff that I'm blazing through. All right, paladin. First one, Aegis of Light. 1 cost. Summon a random 1 cost minion and give it taunt. Imbue your hero power. So the paladin hero power is Blessing of the Dragon. Shuffle 2 emerald portals into your deck. Your portals summon 1 cost dragons. The emerald portal cast when drawn, summon a random 1 cost dragon. Obviously, if you imbue it a lot, you can start getting 3, 4, 5 cost dragons. You're shuffling portals into your deck to create free, like, minions for 2 mana, right? So you want a lot of draw, and you want to imbue as quickly as possible. Which, having a 1 cost spell that creates a 1 cost with taunt. A lot of 1 costs actually already have taunt, but forcing one to have taunt, imbuing, it's solid. It is the best way to say solid. It's here. It's an engine enforcer. I was gonna start going by this because it's easier. Dragon Scale Armaments. Draw a spell that started in your deck and one that didn't. You know what the one that didn't is? Fucking Portal. Crazy that. You get a spell that imbues, like Aegis, and then you get one of the portals, so you get a free minion for 1. I kind of want to put this in A. Right? Because if I'm imbuing, if I'm thinking this correctly, if I'm running the imbue deck with Paladin, I play Aegis turn 1, right? Turn 2, I use my ability, I shuffle some portals in. Turn 3, let's say I play this spell, right? I make a free dragon, I get another Aegis, which I can then, like, maybe play again, and then later shuffle more in. Basically, this basically ensures that I get a free minion from my deck for 1, and another spell. I see that as really, really good. Now, I'm assuming it works like that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's my assumption. That's why it's a Dragon Scale Armament. It wants a portal. It creates a portal. Dream Warden. Taunt Battlecry. If there is a card in your deck that didn't start there, draw it and gain +2/+2. This deck is crazy, okay? This deck is absolutely insane. I basically get a 5/6 with taunt because I run an imbue deck. Because all I need to do is shuffle those things in once, and I can start getting all of this. So I draw it, so I get the value of creating a portal with a dragon of cost, say 2 or 3, right? So I get like a 3/3 dragon out there, right? I also get the 5/6 taunt as well for 4 mana. Like, fuck's sake. Like, I kind of want to put it up there with it. Like, the amount that you get of value for this is crazy. Like, and the thing is, early game or late game, they're both viable. Because early game, you can push so much aggression. And you want that early aggression because you want to keep imbuing your power to shuffle in 7, 8, 9 cost dragons that come out for free. God, this deck, I feel like this deck's going to be nuts. It's going to be super fun, too. All right, Gold Petal Drake. Battlecry, Death Rattle, imbue your power. Double imbue. Double imbue. It's solid. It's necessary for the engine. I think Aegis is a little better. But I'm going to put you right about... Actually, you're better than that. You're better than that. You're better than that. You can put you right there. It makes the imbue good. It makes it better. Hell, if you're imbued up to 3, You could get one of these on the field and it dies and it imbues again. Jesus. Life Mender, Taunt, choose one. +3 attack and Divine Shield or +3 health and Life Steal. This is one of the few choose ones that I think is absolutely cracked. So either get you a 4 cost, 6/3 with Divine Shield and Taunt. They all have Taunt. Or you get a 4 cost, 3/6 with Life Steal. Depending on what you need. Now it doesn't have a creature type, so it's not busted, but like it is solid. It is a solid card. It's probably one of the best choose ones, if not the best choose one card. I'd put it above the mage one. I think it's just solid. The problem is I don't see what deck this gets put into. Arena, this is amazing. Okay, Arena, this is amazing. But I can't really see putting it. Actually, you know what? Actually, I can put it down a little further. Just because it is still really good, but I can't see what deck you'd put this in. Okay, Renewing Flames. I am gonna go on a bit of a guess here. All right, I'm gonna go a little crazy for a minute. Okay, just vibe with me for a second. Okay, because there's a 2-card combo you could do, even in the Imbue deck, that I think is absolutely worth it. And I think Paladin is going to start relying on, or not rely, but I think they're going to start leaning on this. Right? I'm not going to explain why yet. Not yet, okay? A 7-cost lifesteal, deal 5 damage to the lowest health enemy twice. So you're gaining 10 health. You're dealing 5 damage. It could be to face, if it's lowest, or just clear 2 things. For 7. I am putting this in high A tier, and there's a reason for it, and we'll get to that. Torrent, the Unbreaking. I'm gonna skip the legendaries, leave those for last. Okay. Ursine Maul. After your hero attacks, draw your highest cost card. This enables certain engines. I think it's good. I know what engine it's trying to push, and I agree with it. It helps you pull what you need. It's a 4 cost, 4/2, draw 2 cards. It's not bad at all. I would put it right about here. No, actually better than that. Yes. Put it right up there. I think it's really good. I think it's solid. Mark of Ursul. So choose a minion. If it's an enemy, it's a 1/1. If it's friendly, it's a 3/3. This is to deal with sticky minions. This is to deal with issues. There's a specific warrior card that I feel is going to, this is going to be the bane of. I think it's good. I think it's a good counter. Arena will love this card. Absolutely love this card. It's just one of those good balancing forces. I don't see the deck necessarily it's going to be played in, but it's a good counter. It is peak Arena. I see it as it's solid. It doesn't have a place for it though. So I'm gonna put it right about here. All right, the 2 legendaries. So Torrent, the Unbreaking. 5 cost 3/4. Divine Shield, Taunt. Your Divine Shields take 3 hits to break. Depends on the deck, right? If this is going against the Mage Wisp deck, this guy is still going away pretty quickly. Now, mind you, it's all Divine Shields take 3 hits to break. He has a Taunt, so he's going to be the first one, coming under attack. But if you have something else with Divine Shield, you could charge into other minions and get basically a free Divine Shield break without losing it. So for an aggressive turn, he works well. For just stall, he also works well because he absorbs 4 hits, right? Attacking or damage wise. You can still kill him with like kill spells, removal spells, whatever. But he is a very, very sticky boy. He's hard to get rid of. This is like one of those arena cards. It's like, yes, please. But I don't know where he goes, like in what deck necessarily. So I'm gonna put him like right about here. He's good. He's solid. Just don't know where he's at. All right, last. Where's he? There he is. Ursul. Ursul, 8 cost, 9/7 Battlecry. Cast the highest cost spell from your hand as an aura that lasts for 3 turns. Remember how I said we'd go back to that 7 cost spell? That is the most expensive spell that Paladins got this set. So, turn 8 comes around. I have Ursul. I'm going to play Ursul. Ursul then casts the 7 cost, deal 5 damage twice. He casts this as an aura. Now, mind you, the other reason that I really like this, to enemies, it's not to everything. So, because I played Ursul and had Renewing Flames, for 3 turns, all right, over the course of 3 turns, I'm going to deal a total of 30 damage and absorb 30 healing. That is so fucking nasty. I think that's like these two right here. I think these are going to be best friends forever. Best friends forever. I don't see when they would not be best friends. They went on a date. It's gonna be great times. Like these two are blah. As a combination of cards, wonderful, brilliant. No notes. I don't know what else Paladin could necessarily have at like a high level of spell. If you look at everything else, you could see Shanty, so you could constantly be getting 3 5/5s. You wouldn't want Crafter's Aura because you're just doing the exact same thing. It's an aura that lasts 3 turns that costs 7. Kind of pointless. Power Spike you wouldn't want because it's 4 damage to anything. Spike Ridge Steed you won't want because it's a buff to anything. Libram Faith, maybe you get 3/3 Draenei with Divine Shield. But then again, why would you do that if you just held on to Sea Shanty? So it loves Renewing Flames. They're going to be best friends. All right, we're on to Priest. Priest, my first and one of my favorite classes to go back to. I'm skipping the legendaries for right now. Now their Imbue. Okay, we're going to go over to Priest. Priest Imbue. Get rid of these. Where's an Imbue card? There we go. Imbue, related Blessing of the Moon. Choose a priest minion or priest spell to add to your hand. It costs 1 less, but is temporary. So temporary means at the end of the turn it goes away. So I can pay, is it 1? 2. So I can pay 2, right? For something that costs, 1 less, right? So the only thing I can't cost is is anything that costs 10. But that's just because of the first imbue. If I keep imbuing it, whatever I pick is going to be continuously discounted. So I can start playing 9 costs maybe for 3 mana, which is kind of goated, kind of cool, right? I'm assuming I don't need that. I'm assuming priest minion or priest spell. I want to say that works with. Does this work with the StarCraft crossover cards, like the Mothership? Because if I find a Mothership and play it for 3, yes, please. Yeah. So this 3/1 with lifesteal. If you hero power, I don't see the lifesteal happening. I see having a 2-cost imbue being strong, but lifesteal like not bad. Like not bad at all. Like turn 2. Maybe you don't get value for that, but not horrible. In comparison to the other imbue cards, like the early imbue cards, I kind of like the other ones a little better. Like he's still good and needed, but I'm kind of gonna put him back here. Moonwell, 7 cost, deal 4 damage to all enemy characters. Restore 4 health to all friendly characters. Now, I want to have people take these things with a grain of salt, right? Everything that I'm looking over can be discovered through the ability, like through the hero power, right? And there are other cards that actually do make the spells a little better. On its own, it's still good. Like, it's still 4 to all enemy characters, including face. And you're still, you know, healing for 4. So it's a +8, kind of. Ignoring the fact that it can be discounted, right? 4 lately, it feels like it's the new base. Like, if they're 5, then they survive. Like, 4 seems closer to like a new base. No, actually, no. I would say maybe 5 is. I don't know. Either way, I think Moonwell is solid, but I don't think it's crazy. I think it works well with the Imbue ability better, though. Like, discover it, make it cost less. Ritual of the New Moon. Summon 2 random 3-cost minions, or cast 3 spells to summon a 6-cost minion instead. With everything that you can find that's cheap, you can cast a lot more spells. Now, remember what I said earlier, why I put that stag, that 6-cost 6/7 taunt elusive? Because of ritual. So as long as I cast 3 spells, I can summon from a pool of 6 costs. And one of the best 6 costs to just get on the field through that is the stag. I could get things like Sylvanas as well. The Husk wouldn't be as great because I don't get the hero power. What other 6 costs are there that are solid? None others that I've reviewed yet. There are some others. But it's better to have a limited pool. And honestly, like, if you got like 2 stags from that, you'd be elated. You'd be happy as a f***ing clam. So I love the idea of Ritual New Moon. I love that. Like, you could do that turn 5 on curve, like in a really good like starting hand. You play that, you make 2 6 costs for 5. Yeah. And that's ignoring the fact that if you discover it through the Imbue, you could discover it, play it for 2. You know? I absolutely love that card. I think that card is like, I think it's A. I think it's A. I think it's a good card. I think it's a really good card. With the priest ability, I think it's really, really good. Kaldori Priestess. Battlecry. Give all enemy minions -2 attack until your next turn. Imbue your hero power. So here's our next Imbue, and it just allows us to survive a little longer. So we can start discovering and playing big minions for cheap. Right? I feel like that's a lot of the theme of the priest is we want to survive long enough that we can start just dropping massive value. Is she the best Imbue? No. I get what she does. She does her job. She is far from the best Imbue, in my opinion. And she's not that great. Like, dropping her in turn 4, you're not going to be taking that much damage anyway. So I don't see her as being great. You're going to have to run her if you run Imbue priest, but it's not going to be your first choice. In my home. Selenic Drake. Elusive. At the end of your turn, get a random dragon. There needs to be a dragon deck. There's some great dragons in neutral, but there's some amount of synergy missing from this. Which is why I feel like Dragon, Demon Hunter's Demon, and Choose Ones are going to get a buff with the mini set. I think they're all 3 of those are going to get buffed, and those are going to be the new metas in the mini set. But for right now, Selenic Drake is just a good card. It is glorious for Arena. It is amazing for Arena. But just by itself, right now, I don't see a deck with it, but I'm putting an asterisk because I feel like there's going to be a deck for it. Actually, I'll put you up. Twilight Infusion. Choose one. Destroy a minion with 3 or less attack, or summon a random 2-cost minion. You're never going to summon the random 2-cost minion. You're going to keep this in hand. It's going to be Shadow Word Pain. It's Shadow Word Pain. We get Shadow Word Pain. Which people use Shadow Word Pain. But it's not great. Right. We are getting close to ad time. I'm going to go dig out my throat lozenges because I'm getting all coffee. Because I'm talking a lot more than I normally do. So take a 3-minute break, use the bathroom, do what you need to. We'll be back. We've just got End of Priest, Rogue, Shaman, Warlock, and Warrior left. So I might go through these a little faster now because I thought I had more time. Right? Alright, so I'll see you guys in 3 minutes. Okay, real quick. I thought of something funny while I was on, like, getting lozenges and stuff. I'm gonna stuck on this for a bit. There's a Demon Hunter card, a legendary from the last set, that says, like, it puts 2 halves of a star on both sides of your hand. And when they meet in center, meaning you've played all the cards in between them, it explodes and deals 5 damage to, like, all enemy and enemy minions. Like, it bursts their field for massive damage, right? If I used the Mage Legendary and shoved a card that they literally could not play, like the Kill a Friendly Wisp thing, and just shuts down that card entirely. Because they can't get it out of their hand. And the stars cannot meet ever because there's this one King Wisp card in the way. I find that funny. let us continue with the priest. Skipping legendaries still. Weaver of the Cycle. Battlecry. If you're holding a spell that costs 5 or more, deal 3 damage. I don't necessarily think I like this card. Specifically because you're playing a deck that wants to get cheap cards. You can run the expensive cards like Moonwell in your deck, right? And that's fine. You can also run like Ritual of the Moon. Okay, that's probably the best thing you could run in your deck that would be able to trigger this thing's ability. This is more of an arena type card. I don't think I'd want to necessarily put this in my constructed deck for Imbue Priest. Like, how often am I going to get like a 5 cost in hand if I'm constantly discounting everything? And if I draw Ritual of the Moon, I'm going to play it. Like, unless I really need the 3 damage, like, yes, it can go face. Like a 3 cost 3 damage to face. That's not bad. Like, getting that on curve before I can play Ritual, that's pretty good. Outside of curve, not as good. Like, at all. So I think I might just put him or like down here. Yeah. He goes down there. Wish of the New Moon. Deal 6 damage to a minion. Cast 3 spells to gain lifesteal. 3 cost 6 damage to minion. A 6 damage delete minion. Or 3 cost delete minion. I can later game give it lifesteal, which is cool and all. Don't get me wrong, it's cool. But just a high damage card. Yes, it's to minions. Yes, Fireball costs 4 and can be dealt the face. But we like just deleting a minion for 3 cost. Not great. It's better than 2 of the other cards we've seen from Priest, though. So I'm gonna put it right about here. All right. Oh, we're getting to it. We'll get to him. Next, Tyrande. The next 3 spells you play cast twice. So it's a base just across the board. The next ones you cast happen twice. Ritual New Moon. Okay, I can get 4 6 cost minions. That thing that deals 6 damage to a minion. Probably not the best choice for 3 damage, or for casting it like 12. But like if it's lifesteal, maybe you really like getting that life back. Moonwell. Deal 8 across the board, heal yourself for 8. There are some really good choices with Tyrande. Do I see a deck that really wants her to cast spells twice? What spells here would be really good casting twice? That I'd want to use Tyrande's ability for. First off, I don't think it can be understated. She costs 7, so playing her, then immediately getting some value from that is important. So maybe Rest in Peace, depending on what you played. Hot Coals wouldn't be bad at all. That's 4 damage across the board to everything. Holy Nova's similar. Funhouse Mirror. Summon a copy of an enemy minion attacks the original. If I get 2 copies of it, it dies after the first deck. I just get a free copy of that minion. It's not bad. Purifying Power even. Silence the... Oh no, because... No, that wouldn't work because you'd silence it, then they get +1. Then you'd silence it, just do the +1 again. No, that wouldn't work at all. The Silvermoon brochure might be good. Scale Replica and Fly Off the Shelves might be good if dragons do get further support. And then after that, later on, you could delay product twice, which would be funny as hell. Can't really repackage twice. You could Sensory Deprivation twice. You could Life Bomb twice. I wouldn't see why you'd want to. I'd want to say you just want New Moon. Hey, Grace. Yeah, I'd say you just want... So, like, it's good. It's good at what it does. I'm putting it back here, though. Because it doesn't have a specific spot. It has many uses, which are good, but it doesn't have a spot. Alright, Aviana. Elun's Chosen. 9 cost, 7/11 battle cries. Start a 3-turn lunar cycle. When the full moon rises, your cards cost 1 this game. Why would I run this? I mean that seriously. I get the idea behind it. Trust me. And playing this in Arena would be really fucking great. Because it's passive. After you play it, after 3 turns, everything costs 1. Right? Everything costs 1. But that's the point of the imbue. That's the point of imbuing. If you've gotten up to 9, where you can play something that costs 9. Like, the only reason I could see to play this is if you imbue a lot early on. Like, say you get 3 imbues, and you discover this on, like... I don't know, even if it was, like, turn 6. You have to pay 2... So you need to imbue, like, 5 times in order to play this. Like, off of imbue, maybe? But, like, just playing it flat out on 9 and then waiting 3 turns to everything costs 1. If you're playing your imbue priest correctly, everything should cost 1 by the time that cycle's over anyway. So it's kind of a moot point if you're running the imbue deck. If you're not running imbue, cool, there's a use for it. But it comes in a couple turns. It's a lot of value, but it's too slow. Like, you'd want this in maybe some deck where you shuffle a lot of resources, maybe you draw a lot, but you want to be able to just play as much as possible and just spam that board with 1-cost things. But I feel like by the time you play him, you might have like an instance of like spamming out some 1-cost stuff. But that's it. After that, it's like, okay, everything in my hand's free. That's awesome. Like, maybe there is a combination of cards that works with this. Making all 1 means cards can combo with one another that they couldn't previously. But again, you're imbuing your hero power. You should be able to just get stuff for cheap anyway. So as much as I love the priest hero imbue power, I love a lot of what priest has going for it. I think a lot of it is really, really good. I'm not feeling it, Mr. Krabs. I love priest, but I'm not feeling it. So again, I feel like it's just too slow. Like, he's not bad, but I feel like it's just too slow. Yeah, put him down there. Next, I believe, is Rogue. We'll get to you. Barbed Thorn. Barbed Thorn, choose 1, gain Poisonous this turn. Or gain Death Rattle, deal 2 damage to all enemies. So either it becomes a poisonous weapon for a turn. So it removes something for a turn. Or when it's destroyed, it deals 2 damage to all enemies. Here's the thing. I'm putting an asterisk on Barbed Thorn. Because right now, as it stands, it's not that great. As it stands. It's like back here. But, if with the mini set, there's a way for us to get, because we lost all of our both effects for choose ones with the rotation. If there's a way for classes to get both choose 1 effects on cards, which I feel like should happen in the mini set, Barbed Thorn is going to be bonkers. Because you get both. Okay, so for the turn it's poisonous, and you can have it deal 2 to everything if you then immediately blow it up. That is a board clear. Because it is poisonous during the turn that it is dealing 2 damage to everything. If I'm understanding how this, the throw deal 2 damage to enemies. I feel like that's how it would work. If I'm wrong, but I feel like that's how it's going to work. So if we get a combination, Barbed Thorn is going to be so much better. All right, now we get Rogue's really dumb effect, which is, let's see, whenever this enters your hand from the battlefield, summon 2 random. They want Rogue to have, like, they want bounce Rogue. They want you to bounce things to hand to get abilities. I think this is a funny idea. This is a fun idea. I think it's going to be complete horseshit. If I'm honest, it's going to be horseshit. So 2 cost 2, 3. I bounce it. I get 2 random 2 cost minions. Okay. So turn 2, I play it. I shadow step. I get 2 2/2s. Okay. Cool. Is that it? Why am I expending resources on you? Any other point of the game? Why would I bother bouncing you? It takes actual resources right now to bounce. No, you are not good. You are actually kind of bad. Mimicry. Your opponent draws 2 cards. You get copies of them. A new sort of approach for Theft Rogue. You can maybe burn out like some cards from the hand. Cool. But if you burn those cards, I don't think you get copies of them. So you're kind of poo-poo dog water. You're kind of down here. Funny idea, though. I love the idea. Nightmare Fuel. Discover a copy of a minion in your opponent's deck. Combo with a Dark Gift. This, especially in Arena, is really good. Because there's such high value cards in there. And depending on what Dark Gift you get, it could be absolutely insane. Like, because some of the Dark Gifts are make a 2/2 copy of this. Getting something with a Death Rattle like that is a little crazy. So I feel like it is really... Some of them make it like it costs 2 less, but, you know, decreases attack. Can you imagine they found the Aviana, the Priest Legendary? Okay, I play it. It's now a 5/11 that costs 7. Fuck. I think Nightmare Fuel is actually, like, really decent. It's not crazy, but I actually really like the idea behind it. Again, it depends on what Dark Gift you get, though. If you can... Alright, Renfurl, the Malignant. Battlecry, trap. So they can't play it. Trap a random card in your opponent's hand for a turn. Improved for each time you've played this. So basically, you want to play it, bounce it to your hand, play it, bounce it to your hand, play it, bounce it to your hand. Which, okay, cool. That's kind of a funny thing. And you're trapping more cards each time you do that. And like, okay, let's say endgame. You've trapped their hand for a turn. You're expending a lot of resources just to bounce this card rather than other options. I'm not feeling Mr. Krabs. Like, I should be doing legendaries last, but I don't like this. Like, God, I want to put... Yeah, you're behind him. I want to put you all the way down there, partially because I just find it funny. I find the effect funny, but not good. Shadowcloak Assassin Battlecry. If you're holding one of the same cards as your opponent, shuffle theirs into their deck. So the idea would be, say, you play Mimicry, right? They draw 2 cards, you get 2 copies of it. Then you play Shadowcloak Assassin. One of those cards gets shuffled back into their deck. So it's a bit of hand manipulation. But you need to you basically need to copy cards from your opponent. Which, aside from Mimicry, I don't think there are a lot of that. Like, okay, Tricky Satyr gets you 1. Yeah. There's one other thing that gets you a copy. So, a really funny effect, not a great one. Further. Yep. Tricky Satyr, Battlecry, get a copy of the lowest cost card in your opponent's hand. 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to get a coin or maybe a drink, depending on what they're playing. Especially if it's Arena, you'll probably get drinks. You could get the friggin' Wisp draw thing again. You could get Imbue cards that don't help you at all. Not bad. Arena, it's really good. Because you're getting resources. Probably going to be a coin. It's lowest cost cards, so it could be minions too. Could be minions. I think most likely it's gonna be spells, and not the best spells either. It's better than the other rogue cards, but like right now, that's not saying a whole lot. So I'll put you down here. Web of Deception. Return a friendly minion to your hand to summon a 4/4 spider. Okay, so this is a bounce. This is one of the bounces you can get. And you make a spider with stealth. But 2-cost bounce is okay. For a 4/4 with stealth. Like, we lost Breakdance. I think we lost Breakdance, right? Yeah. So this is its replacement. It's not as good. You're giving up some board presence too. I don't like the bounce. Like, it's kind of a funny card, and I kind of like it. So it's fun, but like, again, I don't see it being great. Like, okay, let's think of it this way. Turn 4, you play the 2-cost 2/3, right? You bounce at your hand with this card, so you get a 4/4 spider with stealth, and say 2 2/2s, which is generally what you get for 2-cost minions. So for 4 mana, you have 2 2/2s and a stealth 4/4. Theoretically not bad. But now you have a 2/3 in your hand that you're not going to replay until you get some other bounce. And what? Like, I don't know. It doesn't feel strong to me. Like, I'm not getting that strong feeling. Like a mini burst of a play and then nothing. Twisted Woodweaver. Whenever you play another minion you've already played, draw a card. So I play it and I replay the 2/3 or anything else that it bounced. And I get to draw. If bounce by itself is already bad, why would something relying on me bouncing that doesn't get immediate, like, that is, why would I think it's better? You're still better than this dude though, because you draw a card. All right, now we're gonna go all the way back to the front for the first legendary, and I have opinions. All right, so Ashamain, fill your hand with copies of cards from your opponent's deck. They cost 3 less. Thief Rogue loves this. Arena loves this because you're picking value cards in Arena, and you're done making them cheaper. Normally a 9 cost or a 10 cost, that's your whole turn, right? But they're all cheap, so you're going to be able to play a couple cards from this. Anything 4 or less you can play immediately, which is a lot of people's deck. Dark Gifts are great. The argument I've heard people say, like, well, you're rogue. If you're Thief Rogue, you're constantly going to have stuff in hand, right? Or if you're bounce, you're going to constantly have stuff in your hand. First off, bounce is bad, and you shouldn't rely on bounce. The bounce idea is bad. There's no kill condition. There's no win condition with it. And it takes up your hand. So that doesn't make this useful. Rogue, however, in general, for like Thief Rogue stuff, right? So the Thief Rogue card of, if you have a card that's in their hand, they shuffle theirs back in. You could maybe get value from this, but not a lot. This is a value card. This is an arena card. Hell, honestly, even if you're just playing like a bunch of different rogue decks or trying different rogue builds, having that in your deck, dropping that, and filling your hand with resources you can really start just blamming out. Like, I don't see that as a bad. Like, if you have this in your hand, you're going to start just chucking your resources, because then you can fill your hand up with new resources that are cheaper, that are from your opponent who, like, you think has like a solid build. It is a bit dependent on what your opponent has, because imbue effects you're not going to really get the positive of. So I would say, here's the thing. I'm going to put him honestly about like here. Like, I really like him. If we were talking arena though, I put him up here. Arena, I feel like he's S. I feel like he's just insanely good in Arena. You drop him turn 9, and you have so many options immediately available to you. Next, we have Shaman. This is another Imbue class. Imbue for Shaman. 3 more classes to get through, so I'm going to have to go faster. Imbue Shaman. Blessing the Wind. Transform a friendly minion into one that costs 1 more, and that gets better and better, so they can start costing like 3, 4, 5 more, and they just, so small minions get huge. So in Imbue deck, you want cheap minions and imbue quickly so you can make them into huge minions. That's what I've thought the process anyway. Restore 4 health, imbue your hero power. Nothing bad with it. It's a good imbue engine. It's solid. It's not crazy. Again, we're gonna go a little faster. Beanstalk Brute, Battlecry, give +4/+4 to the top 3 minions of your deck. I mean, not necessarily for imbue, because imbue, you're gonna evolve them, so you're gonna lose that bonus anyway. Arena, though, will absolutely adore this boy, because he makes anything thick. But as far as like constructed, I'll put him high C. Emerald Bounty, draw 2 cards. You can play them for 2 turns. Honestly, if you're playing it early and already have a turn 3 drop, I don't see anything wrong with it. It is draw 2 for 2. You just have to wait. Honestly, I don't see a problem with it. I think it's actually pretty good. We're gonna put it up here. Early game, it's better. Early game, it's much better. But like late game, you want to be able to play this card. So it's solid. Actually, I'll put it a little lower. And think about it as you talk it out. Living Garden, Battlecry, imbue your hero power. For 3. Yeah, reduce the cost of a minion in your hand by 1. So you play the 2/3 for 3. You imbue. Maybe you evolve it from being a 2/3. Probably best choice, because the stats aren't great. And something in your hand's cheaper. So next turn, you can play the next better minion, right? I think it's probably the better of the imbue cards for Shaman. I will put him probably about here. Glowroot Lure, 6 cost, 6 hits, taunt. Another thing for the priest to find, a 6/6 taunt. Pretty good. Cost 1 less for each time you've used your hero power this game. So drawing into it, it could be a 2 cost, you play it. It's on the board as a 6 cost, you evolve it, it becomes a 10. This just feeds off the engine. In general, it's not great. Like, it's similar to the 5/5 taunt for how many totems you made. But he's still good. I'll put him up here with the stag. Skip you for now. A 1 cost 1/2. If this would transform into a minion, it transforms into one that costs 2 more. Hero power. You say you imbued it twice already, right? Turn 4, you drop him, you imbue him. He turns into a 6 cost minion. He is meant for speed in early imbue. If you get the imbue turn 1 or turn 2. So turn 2 imbue, right? Turn 3, you drop him, you can imbue him, and he turns into a 4 cost minion immediately. Not bad at all. Not great at the same time, but he's still pretty good. He keeps pressure on, so I'm gonna put him right about here. Spirit of the Forest, choose 1. Summon 3 2/3 wolves with taunt, or summon 2 4/3 falcons with Wind Fury. Why am I paying more for my Spirit Wolves? It is a choose 1. It is a nature choose one, so it's one of the good ones that druids can find off of their, find a choose one spell. Because it does trigger the nature. With that being said, do I want to pay 5 for 6-9 in stats or 8-6 in the stats? Not really. Like, it's not bad, but I can find better. Kind of want to put it back. Better than those. Better than that. Better than that. Actually, why are you all the way up front? Go back there. Actually, no, I'm sorry. You're not that bad. You're still Shadow Word Pain. Typhoon. Each minion gets shuffled into a random player's deck. This is garbage on both sides. It's a board clear. I get it. But it's a little chaotic. It's funny as hell. Don't get me wrong. Like, you play this arena, I'm going to laugh my ass off. It's going to be funny. Is it good, though? Not really. I'm putting it at the end of... No, I can't even put it there. I'll put it in C. Because it is a board wipe. Okay? It is a board wipe. And if it's only your opponent's board that it actually, like, has anything on it, then you're getting some of their minions. And they might be good minions, but they might not be. So... And that's your whole turn for 10. Okay. Oh, we need to get the legends. Okay. Marithra, Battlecry, resurrect all different friendly minions that cost 8 or more. In an imbue deck where you're evolving everything to be 8 or more, you play her, you get a full board. Just that's it. You just get a full board. You get a full board again. She loves the imbue deck. She absolutely adores the imbue deck. She is not one you want to play on 6 at all. In any way, you don't want to play her on 6. No. But she's good. She helps the imbue deck. Onara. At the end of your turn, play the top 3 cards from your deck. I don't know if I like this card. I do not know if I like this card. There's so many things that Shaman have that do not specify enemy. There's some that do just general things. There's some that are not bad, but there's some that just you wouldn't want to have immediately happen. Like, can you imagine getting Hex off the top and hits just anything that isn't what you want? Hitting something like Spirit of the Forest? Okay, cool, but what if you don't get the right one? Matching outfits? Okay, goodbye to that one minion you had that you liked, and you get 2 copies of one that's maybe, doo-doo butter. Wave of Nostalgia when your opponent has more of a field? Bad. Typhoon? Oh my goodness, no. Giving them Onara? It needs to be in a very specific deck, and I don't think that deck exists yet. I'm sorry, Onara. I'm putting you down at C. I'm sorry, but I don't see the deck that you're made for. I see it as a risk that I'm not ever going to want to take. Now, mind you, there could be a deck that comes out much like the you summon 3 minions from different sets, right? And that deck is vastly overpowered. Onara could have a deck like that. She very much could. You could have a deck that's, scouted for that. The problem is it's whatever top 3 cards are, and as far as I recall, there's nothing that specifies or lets you have any information on what those top 3 cards are. So I don't see the deck that it's meant for yet. Warriors get actually a really interesting kind of card. They're more dragon focused, but it's 1 dragon, right? So, warrior. So battle cry. If you're holding a dragon, equip a 2/2 sword. So a 2/3 that gives you a 2/2 sword on 2 for holding a dragon. Oh, they put warlock ahead of warrior. Too bad. We're doing warrior anyway. Actually, I'm gonna. Not that. Hold on. I'm gonna back out a bit just so I can see the board a little better. Broodkeeper. Yeah, no, I think he's really good. I think he's a solid card. He's for the engine. I put him up here. He gives you a sword. He's a body, and it's for free if you're running the dragon deck. Helps. Like, Rowena would like him too, because getting dragons isn't too difficult there. Location, clutch. Choose a friendly dragon. Summon an O2 egg that hatches into a copy of it. Yeah, no, if you're running the dragon deck, especially the dragon deck in particular, that's really good. For 2, that's really good. Again, it's part of the engine. We'll put it up there. Afflicted Devastator. Battlecry. Deal 3 damage to all other friendly minions. Death Rattle. Deal 3 damage to all enemy minions. That's a 4 cost 6/6, right? That clutch card from earlier, if I hatch it from an egg, it just appears on the field. It doesn't get a battle cry. That makes this so much better. Now, is it good in general? You do hit yourselves. But when you think about it, if you're making eggs to hatch, let me double before I say something dumb. Horrible egg, death rattle, summon another card. So you need a way to blow it up. Guess what that is? It's a way to blow it up. Yeah, these all synergize really well, actually, now that I'm talking about them out loud. Yeah, this enables the eggs. Egg Basher, deal 1 damage to a minion and give it +4 attack. So this is another thing to enable the eggs to hatch. But it's also deal 1. So ping 1 +4 attack. It's not the best. I'd rather take the 6/6 that like burns your field. So Egg Basher, not great, but kind of meh. Ominous Nightmare. Choose 1. Deal 1 doll, so it's Whirlwind. Or give a damage minion +2. Yeah, no, I could see that. Whirlwind's good. And we get Whirlwind plus a bonus ability. Yeah, I'll put it back there. Not bad. Just don't see a spot for it yet. Siphoning Growth. Destroy a friendly minion to gain 8 armor. Destroy an egg, hatch the egg, gain 8 armor. Yes, please. Like this. So far, everything synergizes with hatching these eggs, and I absolutely adore it. This is working out very well. And just in general, like killing your own minion, getting a death rattle ability, like kill the big dragon, and then deals 3 damage to all the enemy minions, and you get armor. Succumb to Madness. Destroy a friendly dragon that died this game. Resummon it. This is going to be very, very important, especially that's Discover. It's going to be very important, and people are going to be very specific in what dragons they search for a specific reason. But because of that reason, this card is going up here. Like I'm putting it higher. Like honestly, I think Warriors are going to have a great time this set. Okay, so we're already at the legendaries. No, I missed a minion somewhere. Didn't I? What is that that's on the ground then? What card is that? Did I forget to review a card? Cost 1, did I not put no, I put Siphoning up there. It's a rare, it's a 1 cost rare. Did I name it something? Hold on. Did I name it something weird? It's gonna go into what I named everything. Is it in the neutrals? No, I don't see it at all in here. Did I forget to save? I might have forgotten to save one. Hold on. Clear that. Warrior. How much is that supposed to cost? I cannot tell what that's supposed to be. It's apparently a 1 cost 1/1. But I do not see anything that looks like it in this. Oh no, there it is. Dark Rider. I did forget to save one. Dark Rider, if you're holding a dragon, discover a dragon with a dark gift. So you're discovering a different dragon. Which in general is good. What you're gonna want though with discovering the other dragon here in a minute, I'm hesitant to tell someone to put that in your deck. You need to control what dragons you find. You already have 2 that are core to this deck that are in here. If you're going to discover something, you need to discover one of those 2 dragons or something else. So I'm hesitant, but I'm putting it near the bottom of solid. And the reason I'm doing that is for the actual engine, which is Yasandre. Taunt, Death Rattle, 8/5. Summon a random dragon for each time Yasandre has died this game. So I play her out, she dies, I summon a random dragon. I then use the different abilities, like I make the location make a O2 egg of Yasandre. She rehatches, she dies again, I get 2 random dragons. I discover a dragon that died this game. I play her again. I make 3 random dragons. It's about discovering and resummoning Yasandre specifically. Which makes it tricky when she keeps summoning dragons, so like it's harder to find her in that pool. Like, because the other thing you want to run this off of is, where's that fucking card? Yeah, rage. You want to run it off Succumb. So discover friendly dragon that died this game. You want to keep finding Yasandre. Now she's going to keep spamming out other dragons, which is the whole point of the deck. So it might be more difficult to find her. So you need to build engines around that, like with the eggs, for instance. You want that location. The more I talk, the more I realize that location is very much mandatory. And Yasandre, I don't know if the deck's going to be good. I think it's a really fun concept. I'm going to put it at like a mid to high. Yeah, right around there. Yeah. And the other card that people are scared of, understandably so, Tortola. So a 10 cost, 130 with taunt elusive, so spells can't target it. After this takes damage, gain 1 armor and give this minion +1 attack. So the Wisp Mage is going to die to this because it keeps pinging things for 1, right? Now the problem that I've seen in normal play is by the time it gets to 5 or 6 attack, it's already at like 5 to 6 health. It is scarier looking than it is, I feel, in practice, especially if you have like minions that can kill things off or can make things smaller. And actually, I just had a thought. They play this, right? Let's say they've already taken damage, right? Their health is lower. They have armor, but their health is lower. Gain an armor. This minion gets attack. Blah blah. If you do the Ursol spell combo, you're dealing the 10 damage to their face because it's going to bypass Tortola because its health is better than yours. So I think he's scarier. He's a good card, but I think he's scarier than he is practical. So I'm actually, wow, am I really gonna? Yeah, I think he's worse than the Dragon Engine. But not by, no. I'm gonna put him in B. Like, he's solid, but I don't think he's gonna necessarily be like the game ender. He's gonna stall a lot. No doubt. Alright, last class is Warlock. Hungering Ancient. At the end of your turn, eat a minion in your deck and gain its stats. Death Rattle, add them to your hand. So he absorbs a minion. You don't get that minion back until he dies. He could be a large minion, a large dude. I don't know. There's some RNG to that I don't really vibe with, especially if he gets silenced or he get bounced or something. And he would just be a body at that point. And even like I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. I'd rather have a draw than this. Arena, a little better in arena, but not by a whole lot. So where are you? You're there. I'm putting him at like C. Archdruid of Thorns, Battlecry, gain the death rattles of your minions that died this game. Or this turn. So it's immediate. Games whatever death rattles die this turn. So I want to be able to swing in and kill, like have my minions die. So it's depending on what the other death rattles look like and if I can get that immediate kind of cost. It's a fun effect. I feel Arena would like end up liking it more, but without knowing what the other death rattles are, I don't really think I can really like expect much from it. So I'm gonna put it kind of, it's higher than that dude. Let's see. Avant Garden. Discover a death rattle minion with a dark gift. So I'm actually going to put this low B. And I'm going to say why. Because if I'm discovering a death rattle minion, then the ability I'm looking for comes from the death rattle. One of the dark gifts you can get is make a 2/2 of that same minion. So you get double the death rattle immediately. There's also one that makes it cheaper to play them. So easier to play your death rattle. I'm still leaving this Warlock Death Rattle dude down there because I don't know if there's anything really to run off of it. I don't know what I'm going to get from the Discover. So I'm putting it low there, but it's depending on what dark gift they get. Fractured Power. Destroy one of your mana crystals in 2 turns, gain 2. So it's a different version of Wild Growth. And all it does, it keeps you from playing 3 costs anything. That's really it. And as far as I know, we have nothing 3 cost on curve. No. And in 2 turns, so turn 2, you play this. You're down a mana crystal. On turn 3, you have 2 mana crystals. On turn 4, you now have 5 mana crystals, so you're ahead. There's a lot of 5 cost minions in here. Dependent on getting this on curve, this could actually be really, really good because there's way too many 5 costs. So I'm putting it actually like low. Actually, I'm putting it high. I'm gonna put it high C. I'm gonna put high C because it's dependent on if Warlock really starts to run off the 5 cost minions. That's gonna be essential because you don't care about the 3 drops. You care about your 2 drops, you care about your 5 drops, because that's a lot of what I'm seeing in front of me on the board. I don't see a lot of 3s, and I don't see a lot of 4s. I see 2s and I see 5s. So I honestly think that's being overlooked because people don't see what the point is. It's to get you to turn to 5 cost stuff quicker. Such as Overgrown Horror. Taunt Battlecry, reduce the cost of minions in your hand with dark gifts by 2. So yeah, I find more dark gift cards and I keep them in hand because I'm waiting to play, my 5 cost stuff. I've gotten 1 or 2 off of the Avant Garden, let's say, or the 2 cost minion, the 1/2 that discovers a dark gift creature. And then I play this. Oh, they are all like close to free at this point. I think it's good. I think it's, you need to run a dark gift engine around Warlock, which I think might be what they're aiming for with this. So I'm going to put it up there in high C as well. I don't see it being great, but I see in the dark gift like you can actually get really aggro really fast. Rodheart Dryad, Death Rattle, draw a minion that costs 7 or more. Okay, that's pretty cool if you're trying to find your end game stuff. Still not great. Rotten Apple, restore 12 health to your hero for the next 2 turns, deal 3 damage to your hero. I don't see anything running off of this. I'm putting it in doo-doo butter. It is doo-doo butter. Like, oh no, it's a little bit of doo-doo butter because you're still getting a +6 to health, but still no. Sleep paralysis. Summon 2 3/6 demons to taunt that can't attack or destroy an enemy minion. Why am I paying 5 to destroy an enemy minion? Why am I paying 5 for 2 3/6s when last set I could pay 6 for 2 6/6 demons with rush? No, thank you. Also, due to butter. Wallow. Okay, we're at the legendaries. Wallow the Wretched. While this is in your hand or deck, it gains a copy of every dark gift given to your minions. You don't, mind you, you don't have to play the minions. They can be in your hand. So while this is in your hand or deck, it just gains whatever you've gained. So it is passively really good. This dark gift warlock, I see as being super fun. I don't see it being meta, but I see it being super fun. I'm actually going to put the Wallow down here, because he could be just absolutely busted if you actually put in the work. And then the last legendary, Agamagan. 10 cost, 8/9. The next card you play costs your opponent's health instead of mana, up to 10. That sounds crazy, right? That sounds absolutely nuts. Oh my word. I could deal them 10 damage. Okay, what's something that costs 10 mana in Warlock? Oh, I know. Agamagan. Is there anything else in Warlock that costs even close to that much? I said switch to Warlock, please. It does not want. There we go. Okay, we got it. What are things that cost a lot in Warlock? Table Flip is not going to cost a lot because it's always discounting itself. Wretched Queen could cost a lot if you played a Wretched Queen, but people don't really put that in their deck. Wheel of Death. No, you're not going to bother with Wheel of Death because you're already trying to kill them with Wheel of Death, making the damage pointless. Twisting Nether, that could be good, right? Or Black Hole, that could also be kind of cool, right? You're dealing them 8 damage, and you get like kind of an overall bonus. What about Lord Jaraxxus? That would be kind of neat. Wallow would be neat. Yeah. Other than that, it becomes a 10 cost, 8/9, deal 5 damage to your opponent. He looks so imposing. He is due to butter. In my opinion, he is due to butter. And after that, it's just the only legendary neutral I really want to talk about, because there are some really good ones, but the one I want to make sure I make time for is the spell. As I mentioned it earlier. Yes, I know. You don't like me going this fast. Okay, Shaladrasil. Get all 5 dream cards. So this is the Dream Drake, the 7/6, the Laughing Sister, the 3/5, the Bounce, the Nightmare +5/+5, like those, the things that Ysera would make. You get all 5. If you've played a higher cost card while holding this, corrupt them. The corrupted versions are all huge. The Laughing Sister is elusive and a 6/8. Right? I'm pretty sure the Drake is like a 14/12. Like the bonus that like the Nightmare buff, it doesn't kill it at the end. It's just big. Yeah, they're all powerful cards. And again, Druid, I think, wanted to discover this with that nature spell. Make it cost less. Then you play a 6 cost. Next turn, you play for 5, and you play a bunch of those immediately. I think it is a neutral. It is actually a Druid card. And I think that's going to be very, very apparent. As a Druid card, I feel like this card is going to, through it existing, not necessarily putting it in your deck, but it existing is going to be very, very potent. So I'm going to put it about here. Right? All right. So where do we land? we have exactly 2 S ranks, which is Hamul and Ursoc. We have only a few A ranks. Goldrin, we have the Mage Wisp, we have the Death Knight Dragon, we have Ursul with its favorite spell. Yusandre, we have the Dreadsoul Corruptor, we have the Wyvern Slumber, Grove Shaper, we have Verdant Dream Saber, we have Divination, Dream Warder, Ritual, and we have the Dragon Scale Armaments. We have most of the stuff is B, because most of it's just solid. It's not bad, it's just solid and has its uses in those decks. C, it's missing something. I don't see a deck for it. I don't see it being useful. I see niche here and there, but I don't see like it being great. D is just bad. Like, why would you run these cards, sort of thing? And then F is like, no, leave. Don't pass go. Do not collect $200. And so I'm going to actually, let's see, do I want to save it? I'll save it. Log in, save your tier list to your profile. Share on Twitter, live. So alignment chart, view community. So let's view the community ranks. All right, let's see what the community thinks. Is this the only other person? Atticus Smith. Yeah, is this really the only other person who saved it? That's it. That's all. That's it. Okay, I'm not gonna even bother. You guys have seen what I think. Here, let's go back to just me. You guys have seen what I think. Honestly, I've been wanting to do one of these for a while. Like, I did something similar to this before, but like actually going through a set, like partially because I feel like I can do as good as everyone else on YouTube does, because I play this game enough. Also, there's a lot in there that I feel is very strong for Arena that gets overlooked. There's some cards in there that are really good for Arena that are garbage otherwise. And I'm always happy to have those, right? I'm always happy to see those. Okay. Before the next ad break comes around, okay? I'm going to tell you what the week's going to be like. And I'm going to make sure this thing doesn't start playing again. Okay, good. So this week, Wednesday's going to be Fall Guys. Reason for that is Friday is going to be a great day. Friday is going to be a wonderful day because Friday, or actually technically it comes out Thursday, but Thursday is going to be Xenoblade Chronicles X, which is the only Xeno game I've not played. I played Xenogears, I played all 3 Xenosagas, I played everything Xenoblade. I have not played Xenoblade X. It does apparently have online components. It has a lot of character customization. It has this giant world exploration, like open world exploration. Apparently it has mech combat as well. I'm told that a lot of people, including my friend West, it is one of their favorite just RPGs in general. So I am excited to dive into it because I love my Xeno games. There's also going to be additional DLC and story that I'm assuming includes more lore to the rest of Xenoblade and hopefully Xenosaga. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's going to be Friday. I might start stream a little earlier on Friday. And that's going to be what we play regularly the following week after that. And then the week after that, while we are going to play it, that Wednesday morning, this is 2 weeks from now, that Wednesday morning is going to be the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, which I am totally not going to call out sick to. I don't know why you guys would think that. That'd be silly. That'd be crazy, right? I'm probably just going to request the time off, if I'm honest. I'm too honest. I'll take the time off without pay and not call it sick. That's how I am. And then immediately after that is I'm going to be like, I'm probably going to, as soon as that's over, just immediately leave stream to go stay in line at GameStop because it might actually just be, because it's going to be at 9 a.m. our time. By the time it's over, it'll be like approaching 11. So GameStop will probably be taking pre-orders. So if it really starts to approach like 11, I might leave the stream early. Honest to goodness, because it's more important for me to get it. That aside though, that's what the next couple weeks are gonna look like. So Wednesday will be Fall Guys, Friday will be Zen. Now, you delightful folks have put up with me blabbering on for all evening, so now I have to send you guys over to someone else so you can listen to them blabber on for a good chunk of the evening. And let me see who is up, who is playing something fun. Give you guys a good evening. Let's see. We got Maple, we got Good Vibes is up. Mallow's up. Lulu. You know what? Someone I follow, someone new for you guys. I'm gonna send you guys over to Tia Singer, right? Artist, rigger. They are a little. They're basically like I'm pretty sure they identify as non-binary. This little goblin. We're gonna send you over to there. They're currently. It looks like they're currently. Yeah, they're currently rigging a new model. It's basically. I don't know why I haven't introduced this VTuber to Hun yet. It is a non-binary goblin artist. So I'll send you guys over to them. So go give them a raid. See, so Tia Singer, right? Go say hi to them. They're super nice. If you are familiar or watch Makari, you'd probably recognize Tia. They show up a lot on Makari streams. They're really good friends with Makari. Super nice. Just little, like, I'd say quiet goblin energy. Yeah, they're currently just doing their thing. They're rigging a new model. Super nice individual. So just go give them some love. I'll see you guys on Wednesday for some more Fall Guys. And until then, you have a great evening, and I'll see you guys later, okay? Oh. Bye.